Y'all, what is good with it? I am back with another video. And today I just want to talk about something that's like very big in today's society or whatever. You know, y'all know about the whole men can't hit women, right? Only women can hit men. But obviously, not a lot of people agree with that. I don't agree with that. I do believe in a man shouldn't really be hitting a woman, but I think a man should have the right to defend himself if the woman keep taking it too far. You know, I don't think the man should like straight up knock her out if she's doing too much. I believe in like restraining. So maybe she is trying too much or doing too much to like try to assault you and stuff. I do believe in like the man grabbing women and stuff, like holding her, making sure that she doesn't hit him. But we're just gonna watch a quick little video about the lead attorney, the title of it: Why do women expect men to walk away after putting their hands on them? And it's like an 11-minute video. Let's watch it anyways.
On this episode of Lapeef Let's Talk.
Wait.
Oh
You know what? You know what
nobody
else
say
is?
that.
You know what the interesting thing about this whole thing
that
is?
at all.
Anybody.
How y'all gonna make a wrong right now?
Nobody should hit
That's not
anybody.
making no sense.
I think
You know
that
what the-
Courtney.
Hold on, wait.
Okay, go ahead,
The
Anton.
interesting thing.
Okay, the video just started. I don't know what they all mad about, but let's just keep going, man.
The interesting thing about it is that they will spend 99.9% of their time trying to get you to figure out how to be more reactive instead of solving the problem, which is you should not put your hands on a man.
That was the first thing everyone
You
said.
don't even get into this situation if y'all need to spend more time having conversations with women and saying, hey, you're not equal to a man, you're not as strong as a man, keep your
The lead attorney is the bald-headed guy. Obviously, his name is right there. He is so happy, but look at him smile. He's like grinning, but he got something going on, man. He finna ruin everybody and rebuttal everybody, man. But yeah, let's just watch.
and you won't find yourself in a position where he got to try to restrain you. We're not even having this conversation.
What is? Oh my God! He's 1,000% right. Okay, we got a guest on. We got a guest. We got a guest on. We can do this after hours. We can do this after hours.
Children, there are certain things that are propagated or pushed as it relates to boys versus girls. Like, oh, that's a girl, don't do this or don't do that. But in terms, oh my goodness, my voice. But in terms of men,
Thank you, Jesus.
in terms of grown men, I don't have enough information to say that because some men maybe don't know how to even treat a woman. Some don't know how to protect themselves. Some do know how to protect themselves and avoid certain situations. Like there's some men who will not go to that hotel room with that woman and he's this famous man. There's some who won't do that. There's some that will. I mean, there's so much variation, so I don't have enough information to answer that properly.
Okay. Lauren,
Wait, can I ask a question, Kay?
Oh, geez.
Before I let the man answer, I just want to say, in a way, she's kind of right because when we're kids, some boys often hit girls, and some girls hit boys, but I can't even say nothing right now. Let's just continue.
Chicago, why are you doing this to us? Go
No,
ahead.
I mean serious. Do you think the men in your family were taught how to treat women?
Yes.
Okay, they were. Were they taught how to protect themselves from women?
Yes.
In what way?
That little, that's sus. But I will say, when I was little, my stepdad was the one that told me not to put hands on women. So shout out to my stepdad. My stepdad has always been, he's always the one that gets mad, if he ever finds out that I hit a girl, which I have before. But that's between me and the people that knows about it. But yeah, he always tells me not to put your hands on a woman because men is just physically stronger. But then I'm like, I was young, so I was like, I don't care. Ain't nobody finna just touch me, man or woman. So, to be honest with y'all, even though it sounds like I hit women, I don't hit women. Last time I fought a girl was when I was like 14, and all my cousins was around, so they saw what happened, and I fought her because she was being irritating. Shout out to her though. It's been a while since I saw her. You know, she's family. Well, she's kind of family. I'll say she's family. She black though. Yeah, my stepdad was always the one that'd be like, "Don't put your hands on a woman. If I find out, I'm gonna put my hands on you." You know, and I took that to heart because you know, my stepdad is a calm man, but he dangerous. Yeah, he's always one of the ones that doesn't like it. So actually, I think he told me that my little brother, he either got suspended or almost got suspended because he put his hands on a girl or argued with a girl. It was one of those situations. And then he was already kind of upset, but then he doesn't know the true he doesn't know the real backstory to it because my little brother obviously said that he didn't. So my dad doesn't know who to believe. My stepdad doesn't know who to believe. I call my stepdad dad. So yeah, he's been there for like basically the rest of my life. So let's get it.
Just not even getting into certain situations, especially as black men.
Y'all saw that? Did y'all see what Rick Ross just did? He pulled out the cap because he know that was sus.
Knowing certain things that could happen, things like that. Do you think it's okay if you as a man were not hurt? And I would never do it, so I'm not trying to advocate for people hitting, but I'm just saying hypothetically, if a woman that was small hit you,
I'm just gonna say this now. You can tell she be hitting, man. I don't care. I can read body language. I know her. I don't know her, but I know what she be doing behind closed doors. And I know she be beating the fuck out of these dudes. You know, she the type to argue with a dude. If she ever see this video, which she probably won't. This just how I see you. Okay.
Do you think you should hit her back even though you weren't hurt?
I absolutely think I should have the right to hit that lady back.
With no hesitation. With no hesitation. I absolutely think I should hit that woman back. Boy, get her. Get her.
No,
even if you weren't hurt?
Absolutely. It
Why?
cannot be the case that some 5'3" woman gets to run around and hit every 6-foot man. Like, what world are you living in?
Yeah, that's a fact. No woman should. It don't matter how small you are or how big you are. You shouldn't really be going around just hitting men because you small. My mom is small. She like short. She's like I think she's like 5. And you know, I don't know if she goes around hitting dudes, but I know she got them hands. But yeah, I don't know if she goes around hitting dudes, but I think she knows better. I know she knows to keep her hands to herself at least. I don't know, maybe she goes around play fighting, you know, like going around and just like just like type stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think my mom would do something like that.
Yeah. Just because you can't hurt, wait. Just because a woman is 5'3" and can't hurt a man over 6 foot means that she just gets to walk around and hit every single man willy-nilly?
No.
Well, there you go.
So okay, so are you saying that it's men's duty to
Jesus Christ, who said the word duty? Are you come on, Kay? Listen, Kay.
Brother, lead attorney about to kill her, brother. And why is she kind of getting upset? You know, I'm like, you think it's a man's duty? No, it's not a man's duty. Fuck.
I'm starting to see what people are talking about. No one said the word duty but you. Like, you're putting words in my mouth.
I'm not.
I said what I said.
I'm asking you. Do you?
Well, don't know. Well, if you ask me then, but don't put words in my mouth when you ask me.
I said, do you think that it's a man's duty to put like a smaller woman in her place if she tries to hit him?
No.
It's her duty to keep her hands to herself.
Hold on, wait, because I don't want Kay to misunderstand what the lead was saying. Kay, the way you started with the question, you said, "Are you saying that it's a man's duty?"
Exactly, Rilla.
So that's a different question. That's why he was saying, "Don't put words in my mouth."
Thank you, Rilla.
That's a different way of asking. So you're saying,
like, really, and I are actually listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth, even if you're not listening to them.
Yeah. Even if you're not listening to him. Me and Rilla are. Kay. Now just stop talking. Kay.
Like, I get very offended when people put words in my mouth because I choose my words. I choose my words precisely.
I feel you. I wasn't trying to put words in your mouth. I was saying, do you feel? What do you think about that? Is
A
what I'm
man
asking.
should have the duty to make sure that he is protected at all times, and should allow no one to just walk around willy-nilly hitting him, whether or not he feels subjectively or objectively that that person can or cannot hurt him.
Hey, Lead, I have.
I totally agree with that. Like I just said earlier, that ain't nobody finna just keep walking up on me and then trying to hit me without me having some type of reaction and hitting her or him back. Cause I'm from the hood, so majority of hood people, or a lot of hood people, we have this thing called reflexes, and the reflex game kicks in when somebody does something. Let's say you swing at them, but you don't really hit them, but you swing really close to the face. Well, the hood person will literally dodge it and then swing and hit and actually hit you. And that's the type of stuff I'm on. Like, I'm just saying that's the type I'm on. A lot of other people probably just stand there and just stare to look cool and all, but like I said, I got reflexes. My reflex game kicks in when that type of stuff happens. Ain't nobody finna just pretend to finna swing at me and then think I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say sorry afterwards. I hit you.
I have a question. So let's just take the dynamics of you and Kay. And Kay's 5'3", you're 6'3", a whole foot, and she hits you. What? And you're like, well, you hit me, I should be able to hit you back. What about an alternative? And I'm just asking, of a restraint, since you're bigger, and grabbing her app and calling the police and saying she's right now hitting me, come here and arrest her for assault, and having it legally on the books that she hits men.
Yeah.
First of all, well, I'll take your second point first. First of all, no one cares that women hit men. When you say legally on the books that she hits men, no one cares. She's not going to get punished for that.
That's a fact. That's a big fact because you're a dude. You're supposed to be able to take it, apparently, but nobody really cares. Like, I remember I saw a video. I think it was fake, but regardless if it was fake or not, they showed a good perspective of both genders. So the dude, well, the couple would both go out in public and then go up in front of a crowd, and then they would argue, and the dude would be very aggressive to her. And then everybody around them will react, right? And they all mad and stuff, right? Everybody's mad at him. They look like they're about to jump dude, right? But then they did it again, and this time the woman was being aggressive towards the dude. And everybody was looking and they was like laughing and like, yeah, you tell him, dog. You tell him. What he gonna do? He ain't gonna put his hands on you. So yeah, that just proves that nobody really cares if a woman beats the dog shit out of a dude or is aggressive towards a dude, which is kind of sad. But, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where my significant other is like aggressive towards me in front of people or ever like try to like physically hit me, because I don't really play that shit. Ain't nobody finna put their hands on me unless you like my family members. Ain't nobody finna put their hands on me, so let's just go.
So that's not a deterrent at all. Second of all, if I restrain her, if I grab her wrist, there's going to be a mark. So guess what? We're both going to jail.
Oh, you're
right?
super
strong.
That's kind of true. If we do restrain the woman and there's a bruise on her, the chances of both of us going to jail is kind of high, but not really. The girl would probably get like one night in jail, and the dude would probably be like a couple of days. Depending on how people see it, it might be a couple of days, a couple of weeks, months, years.
I am protecting myself, restraining her, doing what you say I should do, and then when the cops show up and see my fingerprints on her wrist, we're both going. But and that's the best case scenario, because
so
what
then
she
what
could
should you do?
But hold on, Kay, let him finish. Go ahead, Lead.
What I'm saying is your solution is the best case scenario. What happens a lot of times is I could restrain her, the cops show up, they see bruises on her wrist, but they don't see any bruises on me. So now she's free and I'm going to jail.
Right.
And these same cops have probably been raised, especially down here in Georgia, under the assumption that men don't hit women regardless.
Yeah.
That's why it's all messed up on all different levels.
Well, let me ask you this. because you're restraining, you're talking about holding the wrist. Restraining could be a bear hug and telling her, you know what I'm saying?
Are you
But
serious?
Why you guys breaking down?
Y'all gotta let me finish.
The
Y'all
bear hug
not
thing
let me
threw me off.
not let me talk. That was just
But the man is gonna protect. They're gonna protect themselves. If the woman out of control, they're gonna protect themselves. In the story.
Okay, please stop and let me talk.
All right, talk to me about the bear hug.
Okay, so
Courtney.
I'm not even. That's just an idea.
No. Listen, you got mad because I cut you off at the bear hug. So fine, finish your point about the bear hug. I'm sorry I cut you off at the bear hug.
I'm trying to finish a sentence. So even with that, but if you hit her, being that you're a foot taller, you don't think that's going to be an imprint more than trying to constrain her, than fight her? And if she doesn't get anything on her, well, no, you don't get anything on her because she's not strong enough to do any kind of bruise on you, but you're able to bruise her when you fight her, and the police come, who getting arrested? The police, when they come, they're looking at who is more messed up.
There's no telling.
There's
no telling what's going to happen.
No. Yeah.
When the police come,
situational.
No, it's not. When the police come, they examine the woman, they examine the man, and who is more battered.
Okay, what's your point that you're trying to make?
I'll tell you my point. My point is,
before I let them all continue, I just want to kind of agree with Courtney. She does have a valid point, because if the police does show up and see who's more messed up, that person's most likely going to jail. So if the dude looks more messed up, the girl will probably go to jail. A big probably, because like I said, they don't stay long. Depending on how bad the damage is and how messed up the jury system is, that lady is probably coming out in like a couple months.
When Lee said, well, I'll get arrested because of me restraining her and holding her hands, my thing is, you're going to get more arrested if you're fighting her and she has a black eye.
Courtney, there's no such thing as more arrested. That's like being more pregnant. You can't be more pregnant. Either you're pregnant or you're not. Courtney, come on. You're taking these long soliloquies. You don't want people to cut you off.
I'm giving legit
even JR was like, I don't understand what you're saying. No one's you're saying more arrested.
Courtney,
are you making any sense? There's no such thing as more arrested for a man.
Excuse that I said that, lead attorney. Okay, that was a misspoke. Okay, so
you're
excuse
the one
me for
saying that words matter.
Okay, and I'm saying excuse me for saying that.
Well, that's why I cut you off.
Okay, let me explain what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that we're talking about now arrest and who's going to get fingerprints or restraining her.
It's not an investigation right now.
And calling the police will have, I think, more of an effect than you fighting her, and you're bigger than her and making more bruises on her. And when the police come, they're going to look at you and her and see who's more battered.
You want to know what this reminds me of?
And they're going to arrest the person that has the least bruises on them.
This reminds me of a conversation I had with my son. Yeah. He just missing. He want to bring up everything else.
All right, I'm just gonna end that right there, because everything is just going off topic, and I don't want y'all to think that I am biased because I'm a dude. I'm trying to make it as fair as possible. I don't think men should put hands on women. I don't think women should put hands on men, because if men do hit the women or try to defend themselves because the woman's hitting the men would probably go to jail, and the woman would get away with it. And plus, some women are out there, or some women and men, I'm not gonna be biased, y'all do be testing each other's patience, you know what I mean? Y'all do be like, well, I'll say the women, because the women be doing it the most from what I've seen. So the women would try to test her significant other's patience, which, what I mean by that is try to it's like taunt him, like poke him, just trying her hardest to argue with him. The dude can just be chilling, and then she'll be like, all the fuck you saying now, why aren't you doing something? And then once he actually does it, she'll be like, oh, you should have been doing that a long time ago. Now he don't want to do it no more. But I'm getting on topic, but yeah, like that's just basically how it is. Women do be testing the dude's patience. I'm not gonna say women does it, men does it too. Nobody should be putting hands on each other, okay? Especially men putting hands on women. Like I said, I'm not against restraining them. You know, I don't mind body slamming the fuck out of a girl if they going too far, or you know, putting them in a bear hug. I don't mind doing all that. But you physically hitting them, I don't know about that. The thing about that, because I think I'm kind of a little biased on that little topic. Well, not biased, but I'm kind of like against that men shouldn't hit women thing, because if I see my mom fighting a woman, ooh, man, that woman gonna get stumped out. If I see my sister fighting, that girl getting stumped out. Sorry, stepdad, if you see this, I'm sorry. That's just how I am. You know, it's all about family or whatever. But you know, that's just how I am. I ain't just finna let y'all put your hands on my mom or my sisters or whatever. But yeah, guys, what y'all think about it? Do y'all think women have the right to hit men and men don't, or are y'all the ones that be like they shouldn't put hands, and nobody should be putting hands on nobody? Which I believe, which I agree. I mean, but yeah, that's just the end of my video. If y'all want to watch the whole thing, I'll put the link in my description. Y'all can watch the whole thing for yourself. Y'all can judge it for yourselves. Yeah, so like I said, man, peace out. Like, I'll subscribe, like, turn on that post notification or whatever they be saying, so that y'all can get some news about my upcoming videos that I'm not gonna upload until next month.